Live. We are live, Ajay. You can get started.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. So I am Ajay Rathi and I'm the president of IVSA India. And today we have Ravi Kumar Sapata and also Dr. Shamshul Ali. Ravi Kumar sir is the founder and CEO of the Wildlife Bus, and I think you all are wildlife enthusiasts, and you all know Dr. Shamshul Ali sir. Like he's a renowned wildlife veterinarian, and it, so today we all gathered here for the launch of IVSA India on the Wildlife Bus, basically IVSA India community on the Wildlife Bus app. As you all IVSA India members are very aware that we do face certain issues regarding a proper method of communication and interaction with the fellow members. So this community will help us in that as well as in other internship opportunities and webinar opportunities, etc. So I think I would like to pass the mic to Dr. Shamshul Ali sir for a kind introduction.
Uh, Okay. Thank you very much, Ajay. I am Dr. Samsul Ali. I have been wildlife veterinarian for a decade now. Particularly free-ranging veterinary was my practice. So I practice rescue, rehabilitation of wild animals, also translocation of wild animal from wild to wild, hand raising of greater one-horn rhino, Asian elephants, and then your small wildlife cat species and large wildlife cat species along with avifauna. So now I am practicing captive wildlife veterinary in Vandara, Jamnagar. This is what I can introduce. I have a decade of experience with wildlife rescue rehabilitation and conservation.
You're muted, Ajay. You went mute. Please unmute your mic, Ajay. You're muted. Okay, I think Ajay does not realize that he's muted. Yeah, Ajay, go ahead. You're unmute now.
Am I unmute now? My
Yes,
page.
yes. Okay, I think Ajay is having issues, so I will take over from here. Okay, first of all, thank you, Dr. Shamsul Ali, for taking time out on a weekend for this important occasion. IVSA is one of the largest student communities across the globe, and when we realize that IVSA India needs a lot of they lack a lot of information and knowledge about career opportunities and opportunities to grow in the wildlife space. We felt that we could create an ecosystem for them, and that's exactly why we went and spoke to IVSA. And Ajay, being the president of IVSA India, saw that there is potential for IVSA India to be on wildlife bus, and that's when we started this initiative. And we were all thinking about who would be the best person to be able to shed some light on the career opportunities and potential in wildlife for students, for veterinary students. And I recommended uh, Dr. Samshul Ali's name. Dr. Samshul Ali has been a pioneer in this field. He has vast experience, and not just that, he was kind enough to give his support to us since the very beginning. He has been since the very beginning of Wildlife Buzz, and at every stage I reach out to him and to ask how should the future roadmap of the platform should be, and he has been very kind in doing that, and that's why he also kindly agreed to be here for this session as well. So thank you, Dr. Shamshul. um,
Well,
so so with that, as Ajay mentioned that there are challenges faced by the IVSA community before a WLB because there was not a professional space where students of today can interact with mentors and senior veterinarians from across the globe, and that is our intent. Okay, our intent is Wildlife Buzz becomes that one unified platform of all the veterinarians in wildlife, everybody connected in one single ecosystem so that they can interact, they can learn, and they can grow in their fields. And not just that, we are also going to be coming up with offering mobility services. That means if students are interested to doing internship outside of India as well, we should be also able to offer that scope to them, and that's exactly what we are striving for. Okay, so before get into the details, let me quickly share IVSA India's landing page so that people are aware. I can see that since this morning, a lot of you have already joined IVSA Wildlife Bus. So let me quickly share my screen here. Okay, let me know if you are able to see it. All right, so this is Wildlife Buzz ecosystem. So Wildlife Buzz is available today both on the web and on the app. Obviously, because all you youngsters are mostly well versed with the using the mobile phones, so you will be finding the mobile experience much more easier. But if you go to the web will also have a lot of very exciting features. Okay, you can also on the web you can chat just like on the app. You can chat with everybody. You can go to different chat rooms. Okay, on the web also you can go and do the same. You can chat, as you can see on the right hand side there's direct messages. Okay, so since morning I have been speaking to a lot of students, so there is a lot of direct messages on my side. And you can also go to different chat rooms. Okay, so different chat rooms, as you can see IVSA India has a chat room. Let me click on the chat room here. So as you can see, lots of conversations since morning in the chat room of IVSA India. Okay, we want to bring the entire IVSA students inside it so that people can have conversations here. But if you want, you can also have direct conversations here with individuals. Okay, we also have general wildlife health and research, which is gradually becoming a very large chat room for veterinarians from across the globe. We have different chat rooms for elephant care, photography, wildlife photography as a chat room, big cat care, and veterinary student community. It will change because Dr. Shamshul also felt that let's not divide veterinary chat rooms into lots of small chat rooms. Let's have one big chat room so that when there are enough people, maybe then we can split it. So we are trying out some new ideas there. So as you can see here, when you go to the Wildlife Buzz, when you go to communities, you can see a lot of communities. Okay, so there is Veterinary Network, IVSA India, Wildlife Conservation, then there is conservation careers, there's global virtual vulture circles. So lots of people have built their own communities from around the world. There is marine and aquatic wildlife network. On an average, in a week, we are getting around 3 to 4 different communities. These communities are official communities of many NGOs from around the world. There are also lots of conservation bodies. They are also creating their own official community. So on their website, they will add a button, join our community. When they click on that button, you can see their communities here. Okay, so we are talking to a lot of universities so that these universities also can create their own community. So let's go, since we are here for the launch of IVSA India, let's go to IVSA India community. So I click here. to the IVSA India community, and this is where the IVSA India community appears. Okay, as I mentioned, this entire platform is getting an upgrade. That means the design will be even more modern. Okay, so now many people have appreciated, but this will even become even more modern and more sleek. Okay, it will become like a LinkedIn or a Facebook sort of a thing. Okay, so every whenever you go to any community, that community will have its own feed like this. Okay, and it will automatically load its own chat room on the right hand side. Okay, that's the beauty of it. So you will have its own chat room, and that's how it is. On the left hand side, we have different channels. Okay, so for IVSA India, we have news and updates, general discussions, research and publications, jobs and internships. So these are the different channels that you have. You can go there and you can get those channels. Okay, and this is the feed. As you can see, there are lots of conversations already happening in the feed. I'm sorry about this. But in the future days, the management of IVSA India will post a lot. But you students can also post. Okay, if they have any questions, they can post here. If they want to share any insights, they can do that. And we'll be having regular webinars, and we will be also not just with veterinarians within India. We will also get veterinarians from around the world. So that's how it's going to be. Okay. By the way, while I'm talking here, if you have any questions, please post your questions in the chat room. We will answer all your questions from here. Yes. So as you can see here, Aratrika is saying keep your questions ready. So please post any questions here, and we will either me or Dr. Shamshul Ali, we will answer these questions. Okay. So this is all about IVSA India. I also am talking to many city-based IVSA. We will create the communities for them also, and we will also create international community as well. Okay, because our intent is to how to connect the entire global ecosystem here. Okay, so let's go back to Dr. Shamshul. Unfortunately, Ajay is not. Ajay, I'm pulling you back to the stage. Hopefully, you are back here. Are you able to hear us, Ajay?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Great. So Ajay, did you have to add anything? Are we good?
Yeah, so you were explaining it really great, and thank you for helping. Actually, my
No
laptop
problem.
screen froze, so that's why it happened.
No problem. So I want to now give the stage to Dr. Shamshul to ask, because I think you had a few questions, Ajay. So can you start asking those questions to Dr. Shamshul, and then after that we will also take some audience questions.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
So
Ajay. Please
should I?
ask questions for us. Yeah. Please start asking questions.
Okay. So, sir, thank you so much for coming and thank you so much for taking your time. So, my first question to you would be like, there is so much of confusion about whether you should do masters in wildlife or completely, or to do it in surgery or maybe medicine and then do PG diploma from some colleges and do hands-on workshops with so many wildlife out there. So, what do you think? Which approach is better?
Uh, what my experience is, you see, knowledge, no, you have to be ready. If you are willing to be a wildlife veterinarian, then what will be the problems you will be handling? What will be the cases you will be handling in the wildlife? According to that, you have to prepare yourself in your study period. Like, if you see wildlife, what I have found that in wildlife, the best thing you will go out with the knowledge of anesthesia, because you are a vet, knowledge of anesthesia or knowledge of conservation medicine or wildlife medicine. So particularly, I will prefer, if I would have been in your place and what I have learned in my career, I would been a surgeon, a surgery and radiology specialist, particularly because you see, in companion animals or in domestic animals, you have your patient will be in your table, or there will be a owner who can handle the patient. But in wildlife, you have always to be very critical of how you are going to treat your patient. So without anesthesia, you will not be able to handle wildlife. This is one of the things. So therefore, you have to have a great knowledge of anesthesia. If you are going to be a wildlife veterinarian. Now, when you are going into the wildlife, in place of veterinarian, you also become a biologist. You also become a curator also. Now, thing is that another is animal husbandry and management of wildlife. That is also an important point. So whoever is interested in like free ranging wildlife, there will be two types of wildlife veterinarian if you go and find, if you see in the field. One will be the free ranging wildlife veterinarian, another will be the captive wildlife veterinarian. So to become a free ranging wildlife veterinarian, here mainly the work is of rescue and rehabilitation. Like there is lots of NGO working on that thing, and the forest department veterinarians, particularly of national park, wildlife sanctuaries, and reserve forests. So these all are free-ranging wildlife veterinarian. Here you will get cases like conflict cases, animal injured, a elephant limping around in the field, or a leopard in a house, or a garage, or falling in a well, or you will be getting small orphan babies of animals. It may be elephant calf, rhino calf, or a kitten, wildcat kitten, or a bird. So here I usually feel that if you prepare yourself in anesthesia and medicine, it will be a very, very great help while you are in free ranging wildlife. In captive wildlife veterinarian, many more things comes in play, like nutrition of the animal, because you are going to keep the animal in captivity for lifelong. So now here management also comes in play. Anesthesia, medicine, and parasitology, microbiology, these all will be required. There will be labs for that. Like if you want to do parasitology and go into a free-ranging wildlife veterinary career, then it will be difficult for you because now your career changes. Your career is going to change. If you are doing parasitology, microbiology, pathology, and you want to be a captive wildlife veterinarian, that it is a good decision. Where there will be lab in the zoos or captive facilities. So I think you people will understand that most important point here is like there are lots of courses in wildlife conservation and wildlife in many colleges, but I will myself, what I think, prefer a free-ranging wildlife veterinarian or a captive wildlife veterinarian to be a masters of surgery and radiology or medicine. I
Okay,
hope I
sir.
answered your question.
Thank you so much for this. So moving ahead, when yes, sir. Uh,
Carry on. Continue, Ajay. Ajay, ask your next question.
okay, Ravi,
Okay.
do
We
we
also
have any question?
Yes, yes, we have a lot of
Okay.
questions coming online in the chat room, as you can see. But Ajay, I think you have a few questions. You can ask those questions, and then we will take questions from the chat room.
Okay. So moving ahead to my second question, sir. So as we see that most of the wildlife jobs are based on contacts, like there are no at such open hiring, like we do not see much of the notifications out there. So as a fresh BVSC graduate, what should be a pathway so that someone can get insights about whether he should pursue a career in wildlife or not? Because wildlife for most of us seems very tempting. Like you will be handling elephants and leopards and tigers and whatnot. But not many people can sustain that. So as a fresh graduate, what should be a pathway so that someone can get insights about whether he should pursue a career
Here,
in wildlife or not?
here I can get two questions from you. One is the limelight will be while you are handling the wildlife, and another how to get the job because mainly these jobs are from context. No, this is wrong. Actually, what happens? For veterinary there is no such cadres in wildlife. Like if you see in forestry, there will be cadres. There will be examinations where you become a range officer, where you become a DFO. If you do an IFS, then you become a DFO. Then if you clear a state UPSC, then you become a range officer, or you become a you can say SES or something like that. But for veterinarians, there is no such cadre in those national parks or the wildlife facilities. But usually they take out advertisement for every national park. If they require a veterinarian, they will take out an advertisement for walk-in interviews, and then you can go there, give the interviews. If you do good, you will get that job. Another thing is that for Jews also. But these remember, these all posts are contract posts. That will be a contract basis post. For a forest veterinary officer, need to be an experience in the Department of Animal Husbandry for at least 10 to 12 years when you become SDVO, the sub-divisional veterinary officer. Then only that forest veterinary officer post, government post, is a higher post. Therefore, that guy will go as a forest veterinary officer. Now, problem with that kind of veterinarians, what they have spent their whole life in domestic animals, and suddenly they get a job in the forest office. So then the problem starts, because these practices are very different. Like someone practicing domestic animal, it is very different. No question on their knowledge, they will do their best. And someone practicing wildlife, this is very different. You will have that idea. So there are contact bases. Those advertisements are given even in groups. Like there are big groups of wildlife veterinarians where this kind of posts are made, and you can get the job. There is no problem in getting job. Another problem is it is a very you can see you don't have that much of money in this kind of job. And another thing is uh, there are some occupational hazards in this job. So it looks very good, but when you have to stay whole the night on a machang to capture a tiger, which is creating problem in an area, that has happened with me. I have been in Machang for 7 days, whole night, whole day, and roaming around on elephant, on baiting the tiger so that I can get the tiger while in the daytime, and staying in the Machang all the night. Machang, you understand, there is a tree, and then there will be a house over there. I have to spend whole night on that Machang. And on a fine day, after 7 days, I was very tired, and I fall from that Machang and I broke my leg inside a forest full of river water everywhere. I have to carry, because I have broken my leg. I was in severe pain. Even the elephant from which I fall down and broke my leg, that elephant was trying to kill me also, because our elephant was itself afraid. He thought that tiger has jumped on his back. So therefore, he was taking me as a tiger, and he tried to attack me. The Mahmoud was also very uh, afraid of that kind of situation. So the elephant ran away. Another elephant came. That elephant carried me with my broken leg outside to the forest office, and from there I have to reach the city. It took me about 4 or 5 hours with that pain. So you see, it seems very good. People always, I have seen many veterinarians out of my career. I have trained lots of veterinarian Center for Wildlife Rehabilitation and Conservation in Assam. Everyone was very interesting, but I have seen only out of that 2, 3 veterinarians comes out in last 10 years who usually works in wildlife. So there is a question coming up. What are the professional degree for wildlife? I think. Uh, I don't think there is a professional degree for particularly wildlife in veterinary science, because all the veterinary colleges follow the VCI syllabus, and VCI syllabus doesn't have a professional wildlife degree course. There is an initiative by Bantara, which I have been a part here also, that there will be a wildlife veterinarian course will coming up in this university, Bantara University. It will take time, little bit of time. But there is no such professional degree courses, particularly for wildlife in veterinary science. There are PG courses. BBSc will be same. Throughout India, BBC will be same. But there are PG courses in some of the colleges where you can do. You have to search them.
Got it. Thank you. I think we have a record here. Dr. Samshul Ali, you are so popular. More than 150 people are online now. Can you see this list here? All the
Thank
students,
you.
100 people are
Not,
here.
I am not popular, but wildlife is such a subject. People become very interested. Even students, I like those students who become interested. But thing is that they have to understand actually what happens in wildlife. It is very important. When you are choosing this career, a lot of sacrifice is made behind it, and people has to be ready. If people want to hear, when I first joined wildlife, I went to Digru-Soikwa National Park. That was my first posting, and at that place, 3 days I have to stay in a hotel. That is not a hotel actually. That is Sarai Khana like of thing. It doesn't have fan. It has the wall of cardboards, because I didn't get my room very soon. So I have to stay in that kind of situation also. When I reached my office, I found a car. The car's tires were not there. So there's a lot of story like that. You also have to endure that because wildlife not an easy job. Uh, it takes time to become a wildlife veterinarian. You cannot earn it in a year or two. You have to give everything of your life to become a wildlife veterinarian.
So what is the right attitude, Shamsul sir? Because you are such a passionate person with your content. You go ahead, you share proactively and stuff like that. So I am sure there are some people who are attracted to wildlife for the wrong reasons. But what should be the right reasons, and what should be the attitude for somebody to build a career as a wildlife veterinarian?
Okay, it is like in storytelling. You see, if you go back hundreds of years, 100 years, 1 century or 2 century back, the population of animals, if you see, rhinos, from where the rhinos used to be, if you see a book, the book is called as Babar. It was written by Babar. He is a controversial man in India, I know. But Babar is the only king who has written his journal himself. So when he writes Karachi, the foothill of Karachi, where he killed some rhinos to feed his soldiers. So you think where rhinos were there? In the foothills of Karachi, in the Himalayan foothills of Karachi, continuously towards all the area of Himachal, UP to Assam, a Nawab of UP writes, I'm telling about rhinos only, a Nawab of UP writes to his boss, British boss, that I have captured a two-horned rhino. It is smaller in size, they don't become too much big. A two-horned rhino in India. It doesn't become too much big. It is a calf now. It will grow a little bit. He writes a letter, typical letter, and he sends that calf to the British officer. That calf is a Sumatran rhino. You can understand they are rich Sumatran rhino in Sumatra, but they were in West Bengal, Sundarbans. So these are the records which has been. Now, if you go, there is 3,645 rhinos in the wild in world. Particularly, the largest pocket is Kaziranga National Park. You will find it in Pabitara National Park, Manas National Park, Gorumara uh, National Park, and in Nepal, Chitwan. And UP, the translocated rhinos in UP, 50, 54, 55, whatever rhino is there. So you see that population has that lots of population is decreased up to these small numbers of animals. And you can see that in coming few years, what will happen to that population. So now saving individual animal has become very important because before it was all about conservation of animals, it was all about conservation of the ecosystem and everything. But now it has come to individual care of animals, where we were doing the same thing as a veterinarian. We care for individual animals. Veterinarian's care is subjected to only individual animals. If animal is diseased, if animal is orphaned, we have to take care of those animals, and then we are adding it to the population. Now, if there is lakhs and crores of population of rhinos, this in the aiding of one individual was not something of a mark. But if you see the population has decreased so much, now aiding individual has become very important. And now veterinarians enter into the conservation field, wildlife field. And this is what now veterinarians are to be ready because uh, there are many cases. And the last animal we will see, like Tasmanian tiger. You remember the Tasmanian tiger? The last population was in a zoo where a veterinarian was taking care of that last animal. So we hope that this kind of situation doesn't comes in play. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
we can
Siri
hear
started speaking. Anyway,
you.
so now you can see that what is the role of veterinarian in saving those animals. Therefore, I like to appeal to the interested students that this is a very noble profession. Many veterinarians will go in lucrative job. It is a very lucrative job if you go in a clinics, join a clinics for exotic animals or for companion animals. You will get paid in law. But this job is something which actually is a field job, where you have to be in field saving individual animals, creating awareness, and meanwhile doing a conservation in a smaller way, but it reflects in a bigger picture in coming future.
So talking about field job, we have a question about women in wildlife. Okay, because this is
Yes.
such a public job and women find it difficult. So there is a question from Aratrika, and she says that many people have asserted that wildlife should not be done by women. How can we counter that? So can you give us some examples from your experience? Have you seen very passionate women wildlife veterinarians who are also on the field? And what is your personal opinion about women?
Yes, this is a very good question. And you see, women are not less than men. I've seen lots of veterinarian. Uh, I particularly will take name of Fulguni Gogoi. She was veterinarian earlier than me in the same place. She has done a great work. Everyone talks about her. Everyone says that Fulguni Gogoi was one of the good wildlife veterinarian in Assam. Also, there are lots of like Nina Sharma is there. She is doing in elephants now. She is a good wildlife veterinarian. There's no problem in a woman to go in this field. Just be sure that you have to sacrifice a lot. That sacrifice, if you can do, you can be either of any gender. You can be a good wildlife veterinarian. It is about knowledge and sacrifice and good work and using your ability. You see, you learn that is a technical thing, and now you are going to execute in the field. If you are good in technical thing, if you are good doctor, why cannot you execute in the field? Because you are not only the person in the field. Again, it becomes a teamwork when there is a leopard outside, someone hiding there. Thing is that if you cannot dart an animal, the first of all, first thing is that you will be the front line of any rescue. So you have to dart the animal. That is what plan comes in. Without planning, if you go, the leopard will kill you. So that is why your veterinarians are very intelligent. You know, after doing some experience, getting some experience, they will control all the situation of conflict. Particularly in conflict, there may be different type of people. Like there may be a biologist, there must be a sociologist who will control the people, who will talk about that animal in the people and make them calm. But here in our field in India, we have seen that we are the only person who go on. And I have seen lots of veterinarian women veterinarians doing very well in wildlife.
Excellent. So we have more questions here. Um, what is the scope of ethno-veterinary medicine in wildlife careers?
Wildlife is veterinary medicine. You will learn very interesting things are there. Like an elephant, he knows what to eat when he is infested with parasite. He doesn't need panacure, he doesn't need albendazole, ticlabendazole. He doesn't need anything. A wild elephant will go and start directly eating the thorn cans. So we saw those things and we use the thorn can juice for our captive hand raised elephants, and it has given a good result. So you see, ethnoveterinary was use of traditional medicine in the allopathy. I believe in. I believe allopathy. Yeah, I can say what is the scope of ethnoveterinary? Yeah. So I believe in allopathy particularly, but ethnoveterinary medicine is also a career choice in wildlife because the knowledge that mahouts have about elephants, the oils they used to use when there is a pain in elephant, the things they used to birth the elephant, all were from these traditional knowledges. I hope that I answered the question.
Yeah, thanks. Aman, I hope you got the answer. Hemal has a question. How do we move forward after the master's part? How do we gain more experience regarding the wildlife field?
Now, first of all, for all the students, I will tell choose. there is two parts in an wildlife veterinarian. One is free ranging wildlife veterinary, another is captive wildlife veterinary. These two are very different field again. So you have to choose which path you are going to take. And I told that if you are to be a captive wildlife veterinarian, you can be a nutritionist, you can be a medicine, you can be a surgeon, you can be a uh, parasitologist. But for if you are going for free ranging wildlife veterinarian, I have seen that surgery and radiology is one of the important master's degree for doing that.
Got it.
And to gain experience, look, I have seen people from Germany, from Italy, from France coming to Assam, CWRC for training. But I have
Mm,
never seen one veterinarian going from here to their country and doing some internship or doing some voluntary work in their Jews or something like that. So we have to move around.
So, on that question, what do you think? Why are students not moving outside of India? Is it because of the cost, or because of the lack of awareness on how to go and explore opportunities outside India?
I will say cost, will, and lack of awareness also. Cost is
Hmm.
one of the factor usually, and their people they usually get some. They have this system of giving some schemes or some compensation to students while they go out and do studies. Here it is not there. Another will of the student also. I have seen people in India particularly they don't want to go outside. Neither they want to leave their state also.
Mm.
So this is a wheel also. And another thing is that people don't know. In India alone, there are many organizations who are giving volunteer internship, who are giving voluntary experiences to people, but people don't know. You can go to CWRC itself. What I am talking about, Center for Wildlife Research, there you can go for almost. They take for 2 weeks at least, minimum. Sorry, 4 weeks, not less than that. It is not taken as serious voluntary. You can go for volunteering. You can go for internship and learn a lot. Lots of do also give this experience. And people have to move, go out.
Got it. We will talk about opportunities outside, which on Wildlife Buzz you will get these opportunities. I'll share that in some time. Dr. Shamshul, also the entire ecosystem of students, they came to know about Vantara University, but not much details is available. Are you comfortable sharing something about upcoming Vantara University? Is there any information in public domain already?
Whatever people know, that much only I know.
Okay, that much only. Okay, got it.
So
Because
that much only I know.
many people are curious
Because
to know.
it's similar. Whatever they have told, that is the thing. We are going to have an university very soon.
Very
That we
soon.
know.
Okay.
Now, what is that university? How it is going to operate? How it is
Mm.
going to take its students? That is, they will tell eventually when time will come. People will.
Okay, great. Excellent. So, with that, okay, so there is also some question on scholarship. Um, Samsul sir, are you aware of any scholarship for wildlife enthusiasts?
That is the problem. I told you. Outside country, even the colleges and universities, they give scholarship. I have had a student called Luco Corner. He came from France. Their college gave him internship. He came here. He researched on the parasites of rhinoceros. He went there. He published a paper. I got my name in that paper.
Hmm.
So problem with our universities giving scholarships. I have not heard of that. That if there is someone who is giving scholarship to this
Got
in
it. Got
India
it.
particularly.
Excellent. We have run out of questions here. So, one thing that I wanted to share with all of you is we are coming up with a very robust and comprehensive um, job portal for wildlife. Okay, we our mission is to build the largest job portal for wildlife and conservation. We are launching this next week. We will bring all the opportunities from around the world. Okay, and we will also create awareness of which are the organizations that are offering scholarship, which are the organizations that are also offering international student exchange programs, and so on. So just give us a week. From next week, you will be able to find this information both on the app and on the web. And we are also going to be supporting students who need, say, help in visa processing. Okay, how to get access to a different country. Are you eligible? What is the fees? How much is the cost? So all that we will also be offering support, so that we can increase and we can help students in global mobility. Okay, not just from India to outside, but any country to any country. If somebody from US wants to go to, say, Africa, okay, from Africa somebody wants to come to India, so all kinds of exchange programs you will soon be able to find on our platform. So please be vigilant. Please see all the updates that is coming up on the app. We are also sending newsletters also to your email, so that will be the best thing. Also, in the month of June, we are coming up. IBCA, International Big Cat Alliance, is launching, which is again a proud moment for India. I'm just sharing my screen here. So IBCA, which is International Big Cat Alliance, is the government of India's very proud accomplishment, where it has brought 95 countries together. Okay, all 95 big cat range countries together, and India is the hosting country. Okay, and for the first time in June 1st, this event is going to be hosted in Delhi, and we are proud to say that government of India has chosen our platform Wildlife Buzz to host this event. Okay, so you will see from next week we'll be launching that event. Obviously that's a private event only for these delegates from all these countries. So already have created a community for them. Then they will be discussing all these big cat countries, researcher, biologists, veterinarians, and all kinds of forest officials, senior officials. They will have a private community on our platform. So you will see a lot of people signing up from different countries. Okay, so that will be a very good opportunity for us to also see what is happening in that field. Okay. With that, I would like to close the meeting here. I would like to thank Dr. Shamsul Ali for his time and giving his precious advice to all of you. As I said, this is just the start of the series. We are going to have a lot of such webinars. We will have a lot of AMAs, Ask Me Anything. Okay, we are not just focusing on Indian veterinary veterans or the senior professionals. We are going to get people from all over the world, so that there's more knowledge exchange and everybody benefits. Okay. Any closing thoughts, Dr. Shamsul Ali, before we leave?
So there is a very interesting question which I can see. I would like to close with that one.
Okay, which one
Many
is it?
people say, many people say, as a vet in wildlife, you will not be only dealing uh, with paperwork rather than actually treating the animals. Is it real? I have never heard in my career about this one. I have done a lot of treatment of animals in very bad condition. You don't have time to deal with papers, particularly that are treating the animals. So it's a very interesting question. I have come in my career for the first time because I never got time even to give to my family. Writing paper was secondary. I cannot sit on the table. If I sit in the table, I will have bloating in my stomach. So I don't know from where it has come up. Anyway, this is not true, huh? And thank you very much, Mr. Ravi Kumar Sapata, giving me opportunity to come here. Knowing the new students, the enthusiastic students that are coming up, they are very interested in wildlife. I hope we will get a lot of wildlife veterinarians out of this also, because this is a time if you clear their mind about uh, wildlife subject, then many of the people will surely come up. Uh, and thank you very much. And whatever you are doing in wildlife works, we will also try to help you a lot. We in future also we will try whatever help we can do. But this is going to be a great community in future. In coming 2 3 years, I can say that it is going to be a very good platform for veterinarians, biologists, conservationists coming up uh, and sharing their ideas. This is a good initiative, very good initiative.
Thank you. We are just starting. That app is very new, but every week our engineers and developers are shipping new features, so it will become a very robust learning management platform. I completely forgot about it. We are coming up with a learning management platform where experts like Dr. Shamsul Ali will be offering courses where other people can take their courses. In fact, our first course will be offered by Dr. Shamsul Ali. So he has shared with me the outline, just that it is taking some time. So the learning management system will be available maybe in another 6 to 8 weeks. And then all the experts, you will be able to take these courses after your education, your professional education. By the way, can Shamsul Ali sir, you can also explain why it is important while they all have certificates. Okay, is it also valuable for them to take specialized courses from experts around the world, and why is it valuable?
This is what I missed a lot in my career. Nobody was there to mentor us. What we have learned, we have seen around the world. So now, what is this course is about? Actually, the basics of wildlife veterinary. Veterinary course is perfect. It will teach you medicine, surgery, radiology, microbiology, parasitology. But when it comes to the field treatment and field cases, this is always by innovations. Treating wildlife animal is very difficult. Everyone will agree. So now, what we have been doing, we have been teaching to these volunteers or interns or biologists, whoever is coming to our centers or in our contact. We can do it in a formal way so that the new upcoming veterinary generation can be ready before they go to the field. Can be ready. They will know actually what is the situation, how the situation occurs, how to handle those situations, how to treat the animal in this kind of situations, where logistics are very less, where everything will depend upon you. Even everyone standing around and they will be looking at you, and there will be a rhino calf or a rhino injured with a harpoon running around. How to handle those cases, how to treat, what anesthesia to use, because wildlife anesthesia is itself is a art. It's rather than a science, it becomes an art. So this kind of situation actually that is what people go and learn in decades, and this course will actually give them a prior opportunity to learn beforehand going to the field, and they will feel in themselves also safe while going through this kind of courses, and also this will increase their enthusiasm to join wildlife.
What is I'm just looking at our WhatsApp chat. I could not find it. What is your course going to be, Dr. Shamsul Ali?
It's particularly basic of anesthesia, how to handle conflicts, each and every animal, how to
Hmm.
handle poisoning cases in the wild, how to do surgeries in wild animals, how to do medications in wild animals, how to schedule, how to hand raise orphan animals. These all are, these all are hidden science now till yet before publications. And even if you go for publications, you also there will be lots of loopholes there. You see, if you read a publication, you don't get the whole story there. You get the perfect stories there, particularly. So everything will be there. This will help people to understand what actually wildlife veterinary science is, what actually wildlife animal husbandry is, what actually wildlife conflict management is, how to mitigate wildlife conflict, how to talk to people, understand how and know the areas where you are going to work, how the ecosystem works, how people think in the fringe villages. Uh, if you get a bird, how to hand raise that animal and rehabilitate back into the wild. If you get a elephant, how to hand raise that animal, what are the procedures of rehabilitations. These all are, even now also, if you go and search in Google and everywhere, you will not find this. These all are practical experience, what we have been gaining for last 20 years.
Got it. That's a very good note to end. That even Google will not be able to ever give you these answers. You will have to have field experience, or you have to work with other experts who have already been in the field. That's exactly what we are intending to do. So thank you so much, Dr. Shamsul Ali, for your time, and for all the students. You are at the right platform. Okay, continue engaging, continue asking questions, and we will keep thinking about how to keep adding value to your community. All right. See you around. Bye bye.
Thank you.